This conference will now be recorded.
So hi all, welcome to the session. This is our first session, and this is basically a foundation session where we'll be, discussing today as a company what are the opportunities we have for, Workday, and how we are going to do, implementation, and what are the prerequisites required for that, and how do we take this further. So officially, we'll try to, introduce ourselves so that we can first build a bond, because more than that, bonding is important because. Understanding each other is very much required, because this is not just a training like we do uh, in other places where just completing the program. Here involvement of both the side will be important, as a candidate and as a faculty. So what we will be doing is that we will try to introduce ourselves, understand what are our strength areas, we will just say, and what is a gap in our, we will try to understand, so that when we are covering, we focus on each individual. So here it is one to one sessions will be more. There'll be like group discussions, there'll be like presentations, there'll be like seminar type. So basically all this objective is for us to build the candidate foundation very strong and very good in the concept wise, so that he can manage the project. So as you know, we all are implementing companies, so we wanted candidate complete build. So it will happen when we both contribute. So to start with, I'll start myself. I'm Sandeep, and I've been here having close to 15 years of experience in implementation of ERP, and I've been doing for SAP, right, Oracle, and now Workday. Workday is more than 7 years. We are doing. I'm working as a solution architect for SAP SuccessFactors, Workday, and PeopleSoft and Oracle. We are doing. So this is all about myself, and I've been working for various companies like Capgemini, L&D, now part of this organization. So this is all about myself. If we can have a short introduction, I would like to know what's your experience and what are the areas you have worked. All right, so that we can understand. Okay, this is what actual the benefit for us to make you expertise on that, and on that basis we'll be doing. So request you to start about, and then we'll take it further. So Anjali, will start from you. Others can also start. So meanwhile, we'll start with the product overview, and then we will look into the system.
Okay, this is Prashant here.
Yeah, hi Prashant.
Hello, Sandeep. I hold close to around 11 years of experience, and mostly my expertise started with HR, then moved to PeopleSoft, and then now I'm working in Oracle. Uh, and if you ask me on the function on the module side, yes, I've worked on payroll, I've worked on core HR in PeopleSoft, and in Oracle HCM space, I'm working on compensation, talent, securities, and a learning module, and a recruitment module. Yes. Yep.
Okay,
And
good.
yeah,
Thanks.
I'm from yeah. Thanks, Prashant. Thanks, Sandeep. Yep.
Thanks, Prashant. That is pleasant to know that, so that we can really see that in what are the good areas we can
Exactly.
utilize you and take it further.
Definitely, Sandeep. Yeah,
Thank you.
sounds good.
Others?
Thank you.
Sure, sure. Thank you. Others can
Thank you.
just give an overview, and then we'll take it further.
Yeah, hi, all. My name is Shashank. Actually, I have total of 8 year experience. I started my career in PeopleSoft, so I worked in PeopleSoft HRMS and finance side. So mostly in a technical and functional, I worked in PeopleSoft. So currently, client is moved to the Workday. So currently, I'm in the functional in a Workday, like a testing. So yeah, thanks.
Okay. Good. So you're good in testing. That is one other thing with functional. You are good in testing. That is
Yeah.
add-on value for us.
Yeah. Thanks.
Thank you, thank you. And anybody else want to just talk about?
Yeah, Sandeep,
If you're
is
not able to
Prashant.
speak, it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, hi, Prashant.
I have a 8 year experience into US payroll processing, and mainly I have a technical experience into PeopleSoft, Cosmos, ADP, PeopleSoft, and NetSuite kind of technical
Mm-hmm.
experience I have. So completely I'm handling US and Canada payroll into the ADP tool.
Wow, good. So it's basically a third-party application also. So it is one of the positive point what we notice here. That is one thing which adds a value for us. See, Workday has
Hmm.
its own payroll, but parallelly
Yes,
we have like ADP is there, right? NGA is there. There are a lot of third-party payroll. Sometimes
yeah,
clients want to integrate with Workday. That's really a good sign, to what we learn about. So all our expertise in some other areas, right, which will make this
yes,
product very. Apart from compensation, more important is the success of the product. So that will happen when we join hands and when we see somebody is expertising in particular area, right? That will really add a
yes.
value to all of us, and we can bring a lot of add on to individual careers. So here it is not only what we will look from the application prospects, from the domain prospects also, right?
Hmm.
And payroll basically will be focusing for European countries like UK, Germany, Spain, right, Austria, but as now we will have for UK and Germany, so we will do expertise in the payroll, and with the payroll there will be little expertise with the finance also, because your
Yes.
GL account coming to payment and all that will be saying that, and any benefit also. That is one thing where many people don't talk about comp and benefit integration with the payroll, with the core HR. So benefits also, payments also, and all the kinds of rewards which has to be done. So that can be done. So this is
Hmm.
what we will be, expertising each other, right? There'll be many cases, right? We will see these people are very good into this part. Let make expertise so that when client, watches your video, understands, okay, then my this project, this module is more secured about. There are totally 8 sub modules which we'll be looking into, and then we'll be taking into. So let's start about. Anybody else is left? Mitra, you wanted to talk something? Elviston,
Yeah,
Prashant,
this is Ilavarasi.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I have 4 years experience. I worked on PeopleSoft and HCM. Like recently, I worked on HCM Oracle Fusion, and I have a experience in ADP portal. Also, we used to do for on-site employees in core HR and app. Mainly, I worked on apps and management and payroll.
That's really good. I mean, if you evaluate, it is one of the positive sign for us, right? Because you worked in Oracle Fusion also. Oracle Fusion is also it's in initial stage, right? And I think it'll take
Yeah.
some more time to get into fix with, right? And plus point is that whatever Oracle we have as a finance and Oracle, HCM, right? So that will help because most of the client will be from Oracle. And their stream on premises will be the Oracle SAP, all right, or PeopleSoft. So knowledge of on-premise modules and the customization, how much we can do, and what is the development they required, that is minimized here. So let us see what we have to, in our sessions, what we are planning, how we are going to start about. So here, 3, 4, fundamentals, we will do it very clear. You are not a student and I'm not a trainer. Two things is that we are colleague. We are doing this as an assignment. The more you ask, the more you grow well, right? And you get, recognition when you contribute more. Uh, Apart from monetary is already by default, but how better we do a project, and that will add a value to your career. So here we'll be more on the serious notes and taking it on precise format. So let's start what we have, how we are going to do about. So first is that we will do foundation of what is Workday about, what is Workday product about, and then we will be looking into. So basically this catalog is released by Workday Education, so we have to follow this to make you understand that we do not miss anything when we are building a resource on the skill set wise. So that is one thing we'll be looking on. Then we will look on the foundation, and then we will start about core implementation. So here in this we will be first understanding the HR functionalities, fundamentals, then benefit, payroll, and financial fundamentals. These are 4 segments which we'll be doing. All right. Plus reporting we'll be looking into, and creating a custom field calculations. Example, I wanted to give a people, gratuity for 5 years. Right. I wanted to give them, benefits in form of, long-term stability, best performance. So if I want to create such calculations, I can do that. All right, I can have an outbound interface. Outbound means third-party applications interface also, and inbound also, where within the Workday itself there is an inbound within the module they core into performance appraisal, compensation, recruitment. That is, and apart from this, we'll be looking for making into reporting. We'll be building a lot of reporting for Workday. All right, customized reporting. Now, trend is becoming that reporting plays a vital role because most of the companies will depend on reporting. Automation reporting should be there. And here one more thing, companies are working on artificial intelligence, so that major mechanisms will be on the automations. All right, so the use of end user becomes very less. Everything is predefined, formulas are defined, and specific calculations are built, and on that basis the complete transactions are done. Example from hiring, let's say, what is the process going to be with the client? Client says that anybody has done an interview and he has rated with, let's say, 1 or 2 as a grade, so they have to be hired in a system. So that will what we'll say that okay, it's a hiring process. So there should not be a mechanism. The person should start immediately getting an intimation that you have been shortlisted, you have to submit your documents. All right, your background verification will get initiated. A notice goes to background verification starts, it's get completed, come back the to manager that okay, verification is passed it, and so on. The life cycle will be in all the cases which we'll be looking for. So HCM transaction, so specific to country wise and company wise, we'll have a transaction from hire to retire. So what are the transactions? Company want to make it standard and customized, and automations on that we'll be looking into. Then more important is that security coming to a very important role. Many of you would be knowing nowadays we have cyber security part which come into you know utilizations of systems, documents, all that we'll be looking into. Then Workday Studio, it's a integration between multiple applications. It's an interface which connect Workday with Oracle, Workday with PeopleSoft, SAP, your background verification, your benefit, where part, all that will be connected. So we'll be even looking Workday Studios also. All right. Then we'll be looking into deployment on the product. Self services, we'll be looking into employee self services, manager self services on the product. So here we will have an option where we'll have materials also given to you, where you'll be reading presentation, and system also will be there. System will have 24/7. You can raise a lot of queries to training admin workday.com. If you want, they'll support you in many of the cases. We will also help you, right? So the cost of the training which gets into with Workday, which they look for on the points. So we also purchase on this. So as now we are with the 0 to 25, which is 600 USD. So this is a cost for the number of credits we purchase. So here module wise will be there, which we purchase. So it is not cost to the candidate, it is cost to the basically company. So per year for the license of 5 users, we pay $5,000 for 5 license. So company is investing on expansions. Now what are the things we are going to cover? Very important in the license, because many times when you go to client and they'll ask you, we'll be covering human capital, payroll, benefit, compensation expenses, and cross applications also will be covered, like reporting, business process, security. This is what will be, and self services also will be looking into. So self services, employee self services, manager self services. Now we have 2 place data centers, which is in US. We'll be using this as per the client requirement, and here we will have a complete prerequisite for the people who can do it. So project managers, benefit team, compensation managers, HCM, right, business analyst, Workday administrator. So these are prerequisites which can be a sessions which will be. See, they are charging only for 4 days. They'll do this program. They charge you somewhere 1700 to 1800 only for 4 days. Now what we are going to cover into the audience, they have specified, but we will take more time, because I don't think so in 4 days we can just complete a process of doing that. So we'll have a benefit and payroll, where we are going to look from the payroll prospects, payroll deployment, right, and payroll partners, and this So here we are going to cover, one is welcome to Workday, introduction, overview of payroll processes, framework, rules and security, calculations, net pay, payroll input and output. Input is what we are going to process within, and output which goes to other applications, right? Payroll which will be integrated with accounting, tax, federal tax, right, and banking, and business process, self-services, reporting. In benefit also we'll be covering all the areas of benefit designing, benefit plan with integration with compensation, right, and processing. So hardcore models when you talk about will come with the payroll, compensation, right, performance appraisal, succession, calibration, recruitment, onboarding, and core HR. Core HR is by default, which is to be managed. In financial, we are going to cover all this, financial management. There is a financial team separate, but for us, we'll be just focusing on accounting, account payable, where we are going to make the payments. Reporting, we'll be covering reporting. We'll be building advanced reporting, filter reporting, right? We'll be looking for various source of data for reporting, grouping into the people where we can share the reportings and all. We'll be looking from the prospects. Outbound is basically integration. We are using interface to integrate. Even we'll be covering, because apart from standard implementation, all these parts will be covered in the program. Now coming to HCM transactions, very important. HCM transactions are core HR, where all the models will connect with HCM. That is core HR. They will inter-exchange the data, where we are going to have complete information about the employee, and all the models will take a data from core HCM, whether it's a performance appraisal, compensation, right, it's a learning and development, all that we'll be covering. Now mass upload of which we are talking about, bulk upload of transactions. So we'll be uploading a lot of data, we'll be uploading a lot of processes which can make the system automations. So manual processes will be very less. Business processes, very important part which we'll be looking into. We'll be customizing the business process with automation. So 75 to 80% will be 100% automation on the system, and 30% will be customized on ad hoc basis. That we'll be doing. So that is one thing we'll be looking into the prospects. Studio, which is very much important. People don't talk about, they just teach and they move it, but our project requirement is there. So I don't think we are doing something out of box. Project requirement, you need to know Workday Studio also, because at least you'll be knowing what are the data we are going to cover into, what is the integration, what are the different types of files we'll be moving into, right? Like schemas, how we are going to move into that, and handling the splitters, errors, all that will be looking from the system prospects. So this is on basically we will be completely deploying cross application core HCM, which we are talking about. So here we'll be looking for benefits, expenses, core HR, payroll, compensation. Hardcore will be covering all this, and you can expertise if you have little understanding of two things. We'll divide. One is people expertise with payroll, compensation, and benefit with core EC. People expertise with core EC, performance appraisal with succession calibration, and people expertise with core EC with recruitment and onboarding. So three layers we'll be talking about will be expertising, so that when you do a project you have a complete understanding. Like staffing, we spoke about, we'll be dealing with staffing, hiring process. So there'll be most of the things will come into a picture about mobile app, where we are going to do all the transactions of hiring, right? Defining 3 stages of hiring: contractual, permanent staffing, right? Temp staffing. We are going to look into manager self-services, where as a manager, all the reports you can get into. As a supervisory organization, you can see org structure. You can see various levels in the organization, events, compensation data of the employees. All this we will share you also. We have a directory where we'll be sharing you all this. Reporting, very important. Today, almost all the ERP spend a lot of SAPs, especially spend huge on reporting. Workday, higher end, they do work on the reporting, which we focus on. All right, and looking from the global prospects, we are only going to work for UK and Germany as now. That's a requirement for the project. Other aspects, we look for translation in language, because global implementation, let's say if I implement for UK, I have a same client as in Germany, so we'll be using translation and language support, which is again key factor which we'll be doing into this. All right. So how do we translate and how do we see their homepage get converted by default different languages? That is one thing we will be. Talent module, like I said, we'll be covering all the talent module, where it is required for us. And project kickoff, yes, you'll be part of project kickoff, all right, where we will, involve you in designing the project charter, all right, designing the functional process. So that is not related to Workday because already we are working in on-premise. We have that experience designing that structure specific to the client needs, specific to the domain, and then building a system. All right. So this is all about. Then we'll be, reporting, like as we have seen, cross applications we'll be building on. So this is overall things we have to cover so that we do not miss anything when we are, in actual implementation scenario. All right. So libraries are also there. We'll, help you out with libraries, datas, and everything we'll have. All right. So succession plan, all the modules we are covering on the phases. All right, from talent module, succession, onboarding, all right, organization, supervisory organization will be, looking for, and building the structure, compensation, as I said. So we need to discuss after this what you feel, in three segment you would to expertise. Though we'll cover all the aspects, but special focus will be on this expense management and reporting, which is again not a part of HCM, but we'll be covering. So client manages that also, which is a part of. So this is overall what I believe. I think we'll be, looking into. Coming back, we will just get familiarized with, the data which we are going to use. There are few questions which, people would like to, think on, right, which we are covering on. So this is one of the, small project which was done with the TCS with core HCM and payroll. This also will give, this is actual scenario based which will be look into. All right. So there are a few questions which you can answer. Why we are changing our HR system and the PR system from ADP to Workday? If you have worked in ADP, right? So we'll have all these answers. All right. You'll be preparing this and coming back, and we'll be discussing all this in one by one. All right. And questions related to system and everything. So we will, look from the core prospects. This also will give you. So example, I'll just read one question to bring you into a confidence. Why we are changing HR system to PR system from ADP to Workday? Workday, basically human capital and payroll, is a project side. So system like POC, COLDN, all these are access. Yeah. So TCS. So basically we did for, TCS jointly with. So where we say that how we are making. So it's a complete system where you can process Workday HCM with the payroll. Right. And what are the features which we have? The modules such as, talent module and payroll module and core HR. All right. So if someone asks, is Workday replacing ADP? Yes. So ADP, yes, they are selling it. ADP sells with SAP also. All right. So basically, when your payroll is very strong and country specific, and it is kept in mind of client requirement, yes, it will go for. So that is how it will give you a lot of questions which we talk about. Counter use of the application with multiple applications such as SAP and other aspects. So this will be giving you also. So just to give you a glance, and more important is that we will look for terminologies also which we are going to use. So basic thing for us to build is a foundation of terminology. This is the document released by again Workday. We'll be depending on Workday. We will not use anybody's document nor our document because we should know what we are going to cover. So here Workday says that we'll be covering human resource, people management, workforce planning, recruitment, talent, learning, compensation, benefit, payroll, time and attendance. This is a benefit, but structure also is given here. All right. I'm just moving it out. Their specification talent, what we cover, but when we go into detail, there'll be a lot of things which will be, specifying. I want you to have a cross check when you are, getting trained on this, so that we don't have any problem on this. Okay, so that is one thing. Second thing is that I just saw we don't miss anything, and when we have a Workday's, what is the content will be, customizing as per the client. Right. So here, same thing, but more detail about the product basis which we are going to deal with. So we'll be covering all this. We have specific what SAP, and Oracle and Workday has. So Workday more advantage of. So we'll do core HR, where organization management, compensation, absent, employee self services management, benefits. We'll be covering benefit plans, right? Events, eligibility, open, right, and insurance, healthcare, all this. Talent module, onboarding, goal, performance, succession, CDP, recruitment, managing your recruitment life cycle from job requisition till offer stage. We'll be covering workforce planning analytics, all right, and project management, which we're going to look into payroll, right, for US and Canada. They recommend, but as we have in Europe, we'll be touching that also. So creating their calculation on the self-services, automation, taxation, audits and report, right? Integration with third-party payroll, which you are looking for. Time management will be covering on where your global time entry, right? Through mobile. Major thing we will focus on web and mobile. Project and work. So this is something new which you don't see on core HR. We'll be covering here, and big data. So data analytics will become a part of which we'll be working on, and applications. So this is one thing which we'll be looking on. And coming back, we are going to have the other aspects like we will just look into. All right, one is navigation. So navigation is just, I'll give you how does Workday looks, what is a landing page. All right, so Workday navigation product overview. Actually today I wanted to start with the system, but what has happened today, it has gone for maintenance, right? Generally Saturday it goes for maintenance, so system you're not able to, all the ERPs on Saturday they go on. So that's the reason we have sessions from Monday. Right, so it is currently unavailable from April 3rd to April 4th till 6 p.m. So we will, just see, what best we can do about, and maybe in working days we can, see that, application more better way. So these are few things we do. Like we have taken from few companies which we have, done closely. I have worked on. So that is how it's a confidential. It's for you to only to help you to grow well in the system. So Workday is founded by, ex-employees of, PeopleSoft, and like we say, all this we are going to cover from the prospects. So here we will see what is a navigation search, how do you search things, business objects, right, and related actions, how do you do about slide tab, you will have previews, hyperlink, landing page. So Workday you can open in any of the web, whether it's a Firefox, Chrome, Safari, etc., and it can be managed effectively. We'll be more focusing on organization, business process, securities, and policies. These are three areas which we'll be looking into. So securities will be on the user base, all right, role base and job base. Search, you can search the, anything like reporting, task, all that you can search for. So this is how the interrelated objects are connected. So when I'm a person in a core HCM, I'm hired, all my details will be my position, my job title, my locations, my address, my phone, role, all are identified. This is how it looks for, which we'll be looking into. I'm sorry because today it is maintenance, and we also missed out. We were supposed to do on Friday, right? But that's the reason we have this recorded also, so that we can use this. This is how you can, develop. These are dashboards, like each product features which will be, right. And when we start our second class, I think by that time you'll have the system. We'll touch into a system and get into previews are there. You can just see previews and screenshot which landing page. You can search the details, personal details, pay detail, benefit detail. It's a touch pre-screen, like just click on that icon, things get open, very customized and usable applications for this, for reporting positions, what are your positions, what are your status. And this is just a question which we are talking about. All right, and we have one more thing which we are looking from the landing page, or fundamentals, and then we will have, I think, even this one, what we talk about, terminology directory for this. So that also we'll be looking what are the common terminology we are going to use from the prospects. We may not just open that one also. So when you open, this is again that we did just specific to company, so that you feel how it looks, and this is specific to our process which we are going to look into. So we will cover all this like business processes, calculations, EDI, making your foundation, which is we are going to cover from the prospects. What are the things from the HCM fundamental, right? We may not work in all the modules, So, but to build on this foundation prospects, when we are doing our next class, we'll start from here, right? And we will look from the foundation. What is HCM? How do we integrate organization, recruitment, workforce, performance? All this will be covering from the prospects. Right. Just to give you a glance, that is what we'll be, doing in sessions. System we will start from third class, right? So that by that time we can, be ready with the complete system. So any questions you have, we can look for. So this is what little notes we have prepared so that people understand in detail and have an actual understanding of terminologies which we will be giving to the structures and all we have prepared. So we'll open the session for question and answers before we wind up. Any questions you have, Prashant, Muskan, Karthik?
Sandeep, Prashant here.
Yeah, hi Prashant.
Yes, you mentioned about the the subcategory wherein which the people would be tie up with the what do you say, the expertise, like say for example ComC, then talent. When I say talent, there is performance, succession, there is goals. They are all tie up. So I'm learning module. So is this the layer that you people are going to pick in the folks, like say for example I hold an expertise where I work on comp, I work on talent, I work on learning modules in Oracle HCM space. So is it that I would be picked for these modules, or is it that the training is for payroll as of now to start with? Then I have to build my expertise on these modules on going further. If everything goes fine, is that how the process is going to work here now, or how is it, like if that is little murky for me to be understood? So that please, yeah.
See, basically, what we believe, when you go to an organization, training prospects,
Okay.
you can do expertise, or you can when you see in the market they talk today. We just do a survey, right? They say I'll do core HR and recruitment.
Correct.
Because the person is a consultant, and it is not wrong. They are right. The level of business is just to make a money. Here, what happens? We also want to make a money, but in the form of services. So we say this person is expertise. So there are first level of expertise. He has 14 years of experience, 10 years of experience in payroll, compensation, and talent module learning. But apart from this, he is expertise in other modules also. He can handle like support tickets or implementation, or at least initial stage he can work as a shadow resource. Let's say a resource has never worked in recruitment, but we want him to.
Okay.
Because we cannot hire today, the globalization, you cannot hire people on the basis of module. Today we say that one implementation, 3 support. So 3 support when there can be anything, right? The client, when he does an implementation, he will give a recruitment support also, he will give a reporting support also, integration support also, because you're not handling module, you're handling client.
Correct.
So that is how, and it becomes easy for us also. Our cost also comes down drastically because we don't have to spend so much money on adding the resources.
Correct. Got it, Sandeep. Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
And in the future, we'll be coming with, like, we are a HR ERP implementation company. So what will happen? Sometimes clients has you would be noticing, client has a system. He has an Oracle tell you, he has a success factor, performance appraisal, and payroll. He has Workday. Now client says that your candidate, are you able to manage all this application? He will not talk about modules only. We'll say yes. So we'll be training in success factor also. People on Workday also, Oracle also. Right? I think success factor. We do this also, and we work on the latest HCM 40. Whole India, you cannot find HCM 40. If you find somebody is doing, we will give this training free of cost. It's open challenge. Only because we have a license for US, we have purchased. That's the reason we are using. So today we are known as an ERP implementing company, not Workday or Success Factor. So when you see here, the reason this application is working after, so we will be expertising. So over a phase, once you come to our system, we will say that here, why don't we put you in performance appraisal, because client is requiring us. The process of appraisal process, specific what we need to do in that case. How does retail work or how pharma work, and do 1 week of crash course for you and work on some support ticket initially, and then later, once we feel that okay, he's able to manage the tickets of the client, put him to the cross application. That is what cross application come into a picture. So that also we'll be building on, right? Today, if I say I'm doing my payroll, so client says that okay, my payroll is on ADP, but SAP also has a payroll, Workday also has a payroll. Now we do post sales also to the client. There is a team who says that yeah, ADP is a third party you're depending on. They are not ERP expertise. Why don't you go with SAP or Workday? And we bring both the product owner to the client place and try to sell. Because for us as an implementing company, I can do implementation on payroll of Workday also and SAP also. For me, there is no challenge. But my resource is built by that way or not. That is one thing which we think about, which is not done in the other places, because their nature of business, they are not wrong. They are very perfectly all right. But our requirement is that yes, now SAP has come with HXM, which is human experience management, which is more advanced of reporting. So now client will say that yeah, we want to spend more on the reporting. We are taking from SAP, but we will use Workday for talent and core HR. So in that case, slowly we will see that first the person get built on this, then parallelly sub modules with other cross application also we will be doing on. And there is no cost for this additional cost at all. It is totally on the free of cost on building the competency of the resource. Once you are in a project, we'll be knowing, okay, this client is having this application. Why don't we train him 15-20 days? And initially we'll back up with the support. You got some ticket, you're not able to do that. We'll see, because we'll have expertise of people, right? So that is how we'll be doing on. So it's a cross application plus it's a standalone application. Okay, so that is how we're looking for the prospects. So sorry, it's under maintenance. I would like to show this also. So this is what overall we'll be dealing with.
Okay, got your point, Sandeep. Yeah, this is really helpful. Thank you.
So please connect to people so that we can start this, actual, from the system from Wednesday. We are planning to start from Wednesday. It will be in the evening or morning. We will plan and we'll take it further. Right. So this is all about, right. And the reason we gave first class as a complimentary to give you a comfort level, right. If you feel we can join hand and help each other, yes, we'll be glad to take it. So with this, thank you, Avistia, Karthik, Muskan, Prashant, Ati. Thank you very much. It was pleasant speaking to you. Hope to see that we work together for long term. Thank you all.
Yeah, thank you, Sandeep.
Sandeep, I have one more question.
Yeah, Prashant. Yeah.
The documents what you just shared, is that something we'll be getting as a repository to see in what exactly is Workday all
Yeah,
about,
you have a library. See, I'll tell you. That is what we are saying. There is a library which is uploaded for everything. Example, I want to, do an integration. For integration, we will have a library. This will be given to this for the people. But the benefit will come when people start utilizing it, right? This is how integration, how do you do payroll integration, benefit, HCM integration. We will give a presentation on this. You will also give a presentation. Like today was a first class, so you were audience. But going forward, we are the competitors, you and I, who can deliver best, because client want to know my trainer is good or my employees are going to be good. So that is how the output will come in better way. That is we'll be looking into. Okay.
Sure.
So this is what.
Thank you.
With this, thank you all. Hope to connect you soon. Thanks. It was a pleasant, having a session with you guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sandeep. Thank you.